And I believe it was said in prayer this morning that we are a tool. And a tool has to be sharp if it's going to break through Arizona dirt. See, some of you wound up here in Tucson, Arizona, and maybe did not know why God brought you here. And some of you ended up at New Destiny Church International, and you're still trying to figure out why God brought you here. Perhaps He's looking for a tool that needs to be sharpened to break through some hard places. A tool that's sharp enough that when it looks at every commandment that they'll be followed, so that what God wants to come to pass will come to pass. Not just so that you can live, but that your children's children can live. I know I'm not the only one out there who pays attention to the details, who looks at all the fine points of a thing and gets frustrated when something ain't in its place. Am I the only one? I'm just checking. I knew I wasn't. What we have to begin to do is to equate our obedience to our survival. Let me help you out. A child wants to touch the stove. We tell that child what? No. Why? Because it's hot. And if the child insists on touching the stove, what's going to happen? It's going to get burnt. And if the child is really crazy or messed up, he'll open up the oven and jump in. Y'all think that's crazy. He'll lose his life. Us. God will tell us, don't talk to this person. Well, that's just a simple, that's like the stove is hot. And so we'll keep testing to see just how hot it is. When He said obey every commandment, we try to obey 99% of the commandment. And then after we find out that after we've had our hand over the stove a little bit, we've accustomed ourselves to the heat. See, there are people who are getting burnt and don't even know it. I just said something, read all between them lines. Y'all will catch it. And so because they done got accustomed to touching the hot stove, now they're ready to jump all the way in the stove. And before you know it, what was and what looked like the glory of God now looks like death. Have you ever known someone who was at a certain place with God, but because they chose to do it their way, then you look at them and everything has shifted for them? I believe that that's what God is trying to show us as a house today, is that we have to pay attention to the details and that we have to watch every commandment that He's given to us, because there's some things that is shifting in the atmosphere. And so while we're riding on our laurels and we're feeling good about what God is doing and all this other stuff, it causes a sense of complacency. I'm good. My marriage is fine. My car is running good. I ain't got to take it to the shop. Everything's great. It's good. But God said, right when you thought it was good, something happens and you're like, wait, I thought everything was good. God says, but you forgot to change the oil like I told you. So now your engine locked up because you didn't change the oil. Y'all don't hear what I'm saying.